Hello, I'm Dr. Richard Kirby and I lead the Citizen Science Secchi study. The Secchi study was established to help understand how the ocean's phytoplankton are responding to climate change, and it is the world's largest citizen science study involving seafarers in hands-on data collection. The Secchi study is seeking sponsorship to help it continue to grow. Reach thousands of seafarers, ocean lovers and boaters around the world by sponsoring the Secchi study. Just watch the following short film to see why the study is so important, how fun it is to take part, and then get in touch with the Secchi Foundation charity to become involved. Living at the surface of the sea, scientists believe that it's the warming of the surface ocean due to climate change that has caused the decline in phytoplankton around the world. The phytoplankton, not only do they underpin the marine food chain, but through the process we call photosynthesis, which is the process they use to grow, the byproduct of photosynthesis is oxygen. And the phytoplankton are so numerous in the seas around the world that they produce 50% of the oxygen in the air we breathe. They also, by removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, they help regulate our climate. The phytoplankton consume about 100 million tonnes of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere every day. Scientists looking at phytoplankton over the last 100 years have shown that in the last 50 years they've declined by about 40% globally. Now that means there's 40% less production at the base of the marine food chain. Sailors can help us study the phytoplankton using a very simple piece of equipment, and it's called a Secchi disc. Secchi disc is a round white disc, 30 centimetres in diameter. It can be made from any material. This one that we're using today is made from 5mm Foamex. You attach a tape measure and hang a weight below so that the disc sinks vertically in the water. You lower the disc into the water from the side of a boat and you watch it disappear from sight. And you record the depth below the surface at which you can no longer see the disc. And that's called the Secchi depth. The Secchi depth tells us about the clarity of the seawater. The shallower the depth, the more cloudy the water. The deeper the Secchi depth, the more clear the water. Away from estuaries and coasts, the main determinant of water clarity is the phytoplankton. And so the Secchi depth is a very good way of measuring the amount of phytoplankton in the water column. And then, using a mobile app called Secchi, which is a free app for iPhones, Android phones and Windows phones, you can record the Secchi depth. The first thing you do with the app is you take the GPS location where you measure the depth. And then you enter the Secchi depth, and then the app stores the data until you get back to land, and then you can send it off to a database. And it will become part of the largest citizen science study of the plankton in the world.
I'm yachtswoman Susie Goodall and the seafaring ambassador for the Secchi study. The plankton at the sea surface are our constant companions. They bring life to the sea, and the Secchi study is a great way any seafarer can help understand them better. So take part and help us learn more about the sea.
You can measure the Secchi depth wherever you are, whether you're travelling from place to place, or if you only sail locally, you may want to set up a sample site. Next time you go to sea, have a Secchi disc with you, take the Secchi depth, and you'll leave an ocean legacy for future generations.